Hello, welcome back to History of the United States Part 2 at Richland College. I am Kevin Ports, your professor, and I am not in a classroom. My videos are always family friendly and helpful. Consider hitting the YouTube like and subscribe buttons. Let's get to it. What is going on in week 6? Two things. I need you to read Unit 6, Lesson 20, which addresses what we call the Progressive Era, and I need you to engage in Discussion Board Forum 2. What was the Progressive Era? It was a period of intense political, economic, and social reform that emerged in the late 1800s and lasted through the U.S. entry into the World War I in 1917. Progressivism was a reaction to the astonishing levels of income inequity and maldistribution of wealth throughout the nation, circumstances that resulted from the period's explosive urbanization and industrialization. Progressivism was also driven by massive levels of European immigration to the United States that swelled eastern cities, creating urban islands of blight, misery, and poverty that demanded action. Populism, what we considered in Lesson 18, was a sort of bottom-up reform movement that was driven by common farmers and laborers, but progressivism was a top-down cultural impulse that featured elite whites determining what was best for everyone else to achieve cultural stability. Progressives valued government action and input, if not outright control by credentialed experts and academics to address problems of poverty, ignorance, disease, and social maladies such as alcoholism and prostitution. Progressivism valued the involvement of everyday Americans in demanding reform. It was a period of stunning growth in middle-class and upper-class organizations and clubs dedicated to a broad array of reform measures. Progressivism was pragmatic. It demanded specific action that produced concrete results. This period in American history produced outcomes that we would consider indispensable to our modern world. Conservation of public lands, a progressive federal income tax, worker safety laws, public control of utilities, the Federal Reserve Board, direct election of U.S. senators, and public federal inspections of food for safety. Progressivism embedded within American culture the belief that government had a responsibility to regulate business and industry to protect the consumer. In 1920, at the very end of the Progressive period, the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was ratified. It guaranteed American women the right to vote. The demand for suffrage for women, meaning the right to vote in political elections, predates the Progressive Era by several decades and is perhaps one aspect of the period that is atypical of many of the period's other reforms. Women's suffrage was a reform that required action by women, and I'm talking militant action. Militancy, the use of confrontational or violent methods in support of a political or social cause by American women in pursuit of their right to vote, is the focus of Discussion Board Forum 2. I want to explore your thoughts about American feminism today, using the subject of Miss Alice Paul as a springboard to do so. Alice Paul was an American suffragist and feminist. Her organizing efforts contributed directly to the passage of the 19th Amendment. She endured public assaults, imprisonment, forced feeding, and an attempt to have her committed to an insane asylum because of her actions. So, this week, what do I need you to do? In addition to reading Lesson 20 in the embedded textbook, go to Discussion Board Forum 2. Read the essay prompt. View the images of Alice Paul that I have uploaded. For historical context, read the short segment of text from the American Yop I have provided because, oddly enough, neither our online textbook nor the associated video within eCampus address the 19th Amendment. What is that about? Then view the 15-minute YouTube segment from the 2004 movie titled Iron-Jawed Angels, starring Hilary Swank, that portrays Paul's arrest, imprisonment, and attempts to break her leadership of a hunger strike by force-feeding her. That's the images you're seeing behind me on the computer screen right now. And then let me know through the Discussion Board Forum how you view the status of American feminism today. The Discussion Board Forum becomes available this Wednesday, February 27th at 9 a.m., and the deadline for participating is Friday, March 1st at 11:59 p.m. I'm always looking for questions or comments. Let me hear from you. That is it. I'm out of here, and deuces.